Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy IX on the Mysterious Shade G. She looks nice according to this ad. What the hell's going on? I have this, happened to me yesterday too. I was, anyway. Yeah, my timer is, it's decided that it's going to, start playing ads on me. I am not going to explain that comment, actually. I'm just going to move on. So our most recent save is at the Gulug Mountains. Where we have parked ourselves right outside of the next plot location. It's a place we've been to before when the story wasn't telling us to go there yet. And nothing came of it. And I noticed something, taking a quick look. Oh, never mind. Apparently nothing happens if you don't have Vivi in your party. So I was going, let's make sure we don't have Vivi in our party. Well, we actually don't have Vivi in our party. So what happens if we go to Estogaza, which is the next location in the story? First matters consider how selected parties. The data is required as usual. Vivi as soon as you begin the next story segment. And Aiko is unavailable. Okay. Gear in the dungeon itself. You should have open space to work with. This is just a lot of talk about who should do what. But we got the feather circle, and we're ready to move on with the story. So we got some pigeons outside hunting for pudding, I'm sure. Coo! Oh, that's right. You can encounter enemies outside. I forgot. And it's even a unique little arena here. Oh! Aren't these the guys that we used to fight, I think these guys used to show up outside of, the same place we would fight Grand Dragons. To stop people get experience. I wonder. Looks like they're still moving around. Yeah, looks like they do. I assume I had everybody laid out with what I wanted them to be wearing. I don't know if we already know what you learn from eating Garudas, but I remember it's a big deal that in Act 1 you can learn a spell really early as blue magic for Kina that you're not going to teach her until much later, but because Garudas are available from Act 1 or from Disc 1, but they're at that one little area. Remember in Gizmaluk's Grotto, you can climb up a ladder and the Moogles will warn you, don't go up there, the monsters up there are super dangerous, and you go up there and you can fight Grand Dragons in the plains or in the woods. You fight two Garudas. Both of them are way above what your party can deal with at that point in the game, unless you're like very specific tactics you get set up to fight them. So I don't know that we ever ate a Garuda, or that we know the spell that you get from doing so. Oh, it's a bishop. Oh no, it's the bishop. So I have to decide if I want to do the bishop voice from Princess Bride or the bishop voice of the bishop from the old Monty Python sketch. I think I'll do the Monty Python sketch. But just for sampling, the bishop from Princess Bride would say, "What do you beggars want?" But instead he's going to go, "What do you beggars want?"
You are in the holy place. Keep the noise down. Just like the other pointy hats. No manners at all.
Oh, so I thought the story wouldn't advance without Vivi, but Vivi just comes into the scene even if he wasn't already part of the party. Okay. Hey there, mister.
Hey, mister. What did you just say? You seen some guys that look like my friend here? How dare you address me so? I am the priest of Vestal Gaza, the holy place in which you stand. Mind your tongue, child. Are you in league with that brazen crew? Tell me where they went. Was there a little girl with them? My friend's life is in danger. Tell me what you know now. All life is equal. The living will return to the stars. Through the path of souls of the Shimmering Island.
He really, I feel like they didn't design like a sprite movement for this, but he really should be grabbing this motherfucker by the lapels right now.
What are you talking about? Didn't the Black Mages have a girl with them?
What the wretched soul he has. Let me put the terrestrial right now. Yeah, alright, you go, girl. Freya's gonna gut this guy.
I just watched them. Besides, they didn't do anything wrong. They barged in, hundreds of them, so that was the dreaded Black Mage Army.
The Black Mage Army did nothing wrong. Like, he said they did nothing wrong. Now he's saying they barged in. The Black Mage Army did nothing wrong. It was a perfect meeting.
They get it straight from Mount Gulug without even looking at me. Mount Gulug? You sure it's not Gulug? An enormous volcano that went extinct in the days of old. Legend has it that a race of great moles once lived within the caverns. But that was very long ago. No mortal has entered those depths ever since the entrance was mysteriously sealed. They passed through here and went straight to Mount Gulug. And what about the girl? Oh yes, one of the Black Mages carried a little girl, too.
That's gotta be Aiko.
I wouldn't jump to conclusions. This game is full of little girls. It could have carried the little girls from the the jump rope competition game, for example. Well, now we know. We gotta get to Mount Gulug.
I'm going too. I think everyone will understand.
Yeah, they can't let Kucha control them forever.
Alright, well. We're gonna want to get somebody out of our party who's, I don't think there's a whole lot of point in trying to use... Amaranth's overleveled, which is kind of odd that you would even get yourself into this position. But let's, it's actually Steiner and, Kina who are the least overleveled. Let's put Amaranth in the party, and let's put Freya in the party so that we can de-equip them and give the best gear to Steiner and Kina. I don't know how many Kachusas we have, actually, if I can just have one on her at all times. Because it tends to be the thing that we want. Yeah, we got plenty of them. Power vest. Yeah, we got buttloads of bandanas, so that's fine.
Black maidens were carrying a little Goyle.
He's the seventh in a long line of bishops.
How can I help you?
Just trying to buy enough that we've got whatever we need for making new wappets, you know? This really does eat through your money pretty quickly, but yeah, we're actually eating through the money really quickly here. Maybe I need to be a little bit more careful on how we spend it, but oh, we've already got more than we can ever use for that, so that's fine. Like, if I know something's going to be used for alchemy, I guess I can buy more. Otherwise, having one more than you're capable of equipping, like, you know, the gauntlet type things can only be equipped by these two, so having 4 means I've got enough that they could each have 1 equipped, and I'd still have 2 left over to alchemize into something else. I'll just kind of try to bear that in mind as we go. Thanks, come again. I come from Lindblum. Oh, that's really interesting. I'm glad you told me. They say this place is holy. Yeah, it's wholly devoid of interest. I feel a little younger whenever I visit. It actually seems like a pretty cool tourist spot, like all the candles and stuff. Received winged deads. Oh, I didn't actually look at the, never mind, the only item that's listed as being obtainable here is Wing Edge. So I guess there's no sense in me looking around everywhere else for items. Alright, well, let's head back out. Garuda is the only enemy you can encounter, so I'm thinking that's the one encounter that's here. We're going to go back in as soon as I've... I just want to get our for real party we're planning to use. Okay, the timer is actually working. Like, I was having this experience last time where switching back and forth to a timer and stuff always being weird, and like it looks like the timer's actually, I'm about halfway through a video, which feels about right. I'm not looking forward to seeing that sick narcissist again. Lex Luger is one messed up guy. Why is Kuja making Aiko and everyone sever? He's a jerk. Oh, that Kuja abduct Aiko. I think it's pretty obvious. Kuja abducted Aiko, for the same reasons that he abducted Dagger before. Like, they're the last of the race of summoners, and he's drawing out summoner powers and shit, but... I guess it's possible that doesn't make sense now. Where's the princess now? Oh, Kuja will pay dear for this. We got both, but we're not eating fish, I said. Yeah, it's a tough life that she's living right now. Alright, fudge. Okay, just for the sake of everyone's sanity, I'm going to take my best guesses here. I think we decided Venetia Shield was useful. That's certainly, rather than gauntlets or Genji gloves, that's what we had, what's her name equipped with? Shield armor. There must have been a reason she had shield armor. I'm trying not to get, like, pulled into doing 8 hours worth of strength and magic you got from Venetia Shield, which is pretty good. Shield armor. Let me just cut to the chase and actually search for shield armor. can't find shield armor. So why did I have her equipped with it before? I thought I did. Said I wasn't going to do this. Grand armor, gold armor. Genji armor is magic +2. Gold armor is magic +1. So there's no reason to ever use gold armor anymore. Diamond armor I don't think we have. Plate mail, dragon mail, which we don't have. We have demon's mail. Huh. Maybe shield armor doesn't do anything. Maybe we do want to be using Genji. Oh, we don't actually have Genji armor. Oops. Gold armor did something. What did gold armor do? I think I had this written down someplace at one point. Gold armor is magic +1. Well, I mean, it's not completely worthless. That's kind of what Lin and Kuras used to do, too. The one that's baffling me is that shield armor doesn't show up. I was sure shield armor did something. But I might have been thinking of Venetian shield. Gold armor. Fine. I think we probably want the green beret. Well, what does the red hat teach? Or does it teach stuff? I do need to, like, off screen at some point actually do some grinding for new skills. But, green beret I think is good because it actually is teaching, what does black robe do as opposed to robe of lords? I'm sure robe of lords is better, but robe of lords is speed and strength and magic and spirit +1, so it's a good all-arounder. But we do want him to learn Flare. Woo. Magic +2. It's actually better for magic than Robe of Lords. It's just not good for everything else. So we'll keep him with that until he learns Flare and then switch it away. And I hope he doesn't level up a bunch of times. Same goes for Light Robe. Although Light Robe I don't think is actually as good as... because White Robe and Black Robe are in the same kind of category. Light Robe doesn't teach anything, so I do want to make sure he doesn't level up with that equipped. And by doesn't teach anything, I mean it doesn't provide any, like, awesome stat boosts. I think the Rebirth Ring was, like, really high on Spirit, probably. What's nice is finding more, yeah, Spirit +4. Magic Evasion +2 isn't taught by, is actually, that's a weird one. That just shows up on Golden Hairpin and nothing else. Alright, whatever. So we'll head back into the town to see if there's more dialogue. So I don't think we actually... You're... Yes, it ain't really far away from leveling up, so... We just want to keep an eye on Vivi, maybe give him the Robe of Lords, and just give him the best possible leveling up equipment after the next fight or two. And then just for when he levels up, and then get him back to actually learning stuff. He's really dependent on his skills to be useful, as you would expect. He's a mage, so... Oh. You guys are all back. I heard that a bunch of black mages headed to Mount Golug. Bishop sometimes hears the voices from the paths of souls. Are you the bishop? Yeah, okay, you're still the bishop. You didn't disappear.
The stars are the source of all life. We receive life from the stars and live our lives with them. This is the one place holy enough to worship the path of souls, the way of the Shimmering Island. Pilgrims come from afar to follow the path of souls, like that guy over here. But you see, soon after the Black Mages came, terrible monsters appeared here. Thanks to them, very few people come to visit nowadays. Would you care to rest here for 100 gold? Nah.
I wonder what sort of place the Shimmering Island is. Someday I want to visit there. I'm trying to talk to... Did you hear what happened at Alexandria? No. Tell me.
The glow of the Shimmering Island stops. It means the path of souls is closed.
That's not foreshadowing something that's going to happen at all. Nope. I feel a little younger when I visit. Okay, so we have heard that before. What if we can fight Garudas here? Can I help you, Kupo? I got a letter this morning, but I don't know who sent it. I'm scared, Kupo. Read it with me. From Artemisian to Magrika. Magrika, I'm in trouble. I used too much. Do you have more? You don't, do you? Oh, what am I going to do? I told Artemisian not to use it. He's using the Necronomicon again. This feels like a place to save. I don't know. You know, we're about to scroll all the way back down to the bottom of our save slots here. Favor. Hey, favor, that's Kupo. I want you to deliver a letter to Mulan. Mulan? You mean the little Chinese girl who pretends to be a boy to save her father in the war against... Never mind. Thanks, Kupo. You know, that Mulan, they made a live-action version, which I haven't seen. It's been kind of criticized for being like a tool of the Communist Party somehow. But I think the dungeon coming up is one I specifically remember from playing the game years ago on original hardware that I found really frustrating because there was one character, I want to say it was Vivi, and there was a skill they couldn't learn. Like I was at the end of the game and everybody had learned all their skills except Vivi, and I found out there was an item I missed in this dungeon. I probably shouldn't be talking about this until later because it might not be this dungeon, but there was a dungeon where it was like a... You know, you beat the boss, and then the dungeon immediately becomes inaccessible. Like it's a structural support boss kind of situation. And there was like an item that can only be acquired in this dungeon, and it teaches Vivi this skill, and it was really annoying. But also the Mulan, the live-action Mulan, yeah. So the animated Mulan was charming. Story of a little girl who, oh, she's not a little girl. I guess she's supposed to be like a teenage girl, but you know, she disguised herself as a boy to try to save her father, and like at the end. Her father says that the greatest honor of all is having a daughter like her, and it's very sweet, and it's based on a Chinese folktale, I guess. But like there's a lot of comedy, and there's a lot of tension built around, oh my goodness, what if someone finds out she's a girl, and you know, she has to pretend to be a boy. So there's a lot of like gender-based, like, oh, she has to belch and fart type comedy. But then also like she gets in trouble, and she's fighting like scary Mongol soldiers who are more than a match physically, not only for her, but for the other, like for the young men that she's hanging around with, who are also just like normal peasants, and she kind of uses her wits, and she's very brave, but she uses her wits, and she finds ways to get around and defeat the Mongols that do not involve her just like straight up beating Mongols one-on-one in combat. Sort of typical Disney adventure stuff, where like you're running away and you jump and you grab a hanging rope and you swing across a chasm, and the guy that's chasing you tries to jump and he can't make it and he falls to his death, and you survive, and you never defeated them physically, you just escaped, and this exciting family-friendly adventure. I've never seen the live action Mulan movie, but it's just like a young actress who is problematic because she, like anyone who wants to be a popular star in China right now, faithfully spouts the party line on things like Taiwan and the danger of having too much freedom in society. But also, the movie just makes her like a badass action hero, which is not the point of the Disney Mulan at all. And I don't claim to know in great detail the Mulan story that Disney took in Disney. Oh, you know what? I'm going to end up going down a whole thing about Disney, and I have very mixed feelings about Disney. The American entertainment company that can go find any vaguely family-friendly story from any culture and stick it into a Disney machine and turn a crank a couple of times and spit out this kind of like pasteurized Disney family-friendly product. like Disney as a company, it's like chicken from around the world, but it can all be processed into identical pink chicken slurry by the Disney company, and that's what leads to stuff like Hunchback of Notre Dame 2. But that's a whole different issue that I've got, and I don't know why I went into a long thing about Mulan, but probably I should just end the video so I can like come back fresh, not trying to spout opinions about the Mulan sequel. But yeah, it's like, oh, the original Disney's Mulan. I don't have a great affinity for the Mulan story, so I don't mind it being turned into generic Disney family-friendly pap. But Disney 2 live action, Mulan 2, the live action remake, was like Disney getting further in bed with the Chinese Communist Party and turning a adventure story about a young girl who's brave and does something even though she's afraid and helps her family into just like generic chicks kicking ass martial arts adventure. I don't know. I'll stop now because when we come back next time, we will be well and truly engaging in Final Fantasy IX story. See you then.